Chapter 11. Good-looking people are very popular with girls. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The night eased in a city that thrived on after-dark fun. The nightlife was kicking off. Wenqing and his buddies had barely stepped out of the dorm when they saw groups of girls heading out. It was a hot night, and they were all rocking shorts or short skirts, showing off their legs in sneakers or casual shoes, simple outfits, but they radiated youthful energy. Zheng Xiaohong watched them, grinning, and said quietly, "Shanghai University girls are definitely easy on the eyes." Zhou Tao agreed, grinning. "I haven't seen this many good-looking women in all my time back home." Huang Zicheng scoffed, "City girls know how to doll themselves up. If they've got a good base to start with, a little makeup goes a long way. They'll always look better than those plain Janes from smaller towns." The four of them chatted as they walked and grabbed a table at a barbecue stand just outside the school gates. Huang Zicheng's girlfriend went to a local university in Shanghai, a second-tier school not far from Shanghai University, about 10 kilometers away. Huang Zicheng was on the phone with his girlfriend, and she said they were already on their way. "Is her roommate coming?" Zhou Tao asked eagerly. Huang Zicheng grinned. "Don't worry, you'll have your chance." They ordered some barbecue and beer to get started and settled in to wait. About 20 minutes later, a taxi pulled up, and 4 girls piled out. "Wen Huan, over here." Huang Zicheng called out, waving in their direction. Even from a distance, Zhou Tao and the others could see a tall, striking girl followed by 3 others walking toward them. Zhou Tao's eyes lit up. "Dude, she's a straight-up knockout. I'm calling dibs on the one in front, hands off." Gu Wenqing looked over, and the girl leading the pack was seriously gorgeous. Long brown hair, a pink top, light gray denim shorts, and those legs wrapped in white socks, paired with white Adidas. Her eyes were captivating, the kind that seemed to smile, making you feel good just looking at them. Huang Zicheng groaned, "Dude. You don't hit on your friend's girlfriend, that's messed up." "What? Your girlfriend?" Zhou Tao was stunned. Zheng Xiaohong was also a little taken aback. If Gu Wenqing was dating someone that hot, they wouldn't be surprised. After all, Gu was super handsome, but Huang Zicheng was pretty average, and his girlfriend was a total stunner. Li Wenhuan led her 3 roommates to the barbecue stand. Seeing the shabby surroundings, she frowned, looking annoyed. She'd talked her roommates into coming, and they'd driven over 10 kilometers, and Huang Zicheng picked this place to eat. She felt like she was losing face in front of her friends. This was the first time Zheng Xiaohong had been up close with someone so beautiful. He wanted to say something cool, but he blurted out something awkward. "Hey, you two." Zheng Xiaohong was the oldest in their dorm, so he was just trying to be respectful. "What did you call me?" Li Wenhuan frowned, her tone a little sharp. Huang Zicheng smiled sheepishly, scratched his nose, and jumped in. "He's older than me, so it's fine. I'm still an intern boyfriend anyway." Li Wenhuan looked down her nose. "We're not official, so don't go spreading that around." Zhou Tao was stunned. "Wait, really? City people are on another level, temporary boyfriends and girlfriends, huh?" Huang Zicheng chuckled weakly. "Yeah, it's complicated. Still trying to land the job." Zhou Tao and Zheng Xiaohong exchanged knowing glances. No wonder. They weren't official yet. Huang Zicheng dressed like a slob. He had to try extra hard to win over a girl like that. The 4 girls squeezed in next to each other. Li Wenhuan's roommates were checking out the guys from Shanghai University to see if any of them were worth getting to know. If one of them seemed like a good match, they could grab his number and chat a bit, but looking at Zhou Tao in his drab black clothes and Zheng Xiaohong, who was practically skin and bones, they were underwhelmed. Then they saw Gu Wenqing. Whoa, he was seriously good-looking. The 3 of them kept glancing at Gu Wenqing, the hottest guy in the group, and Li Wenhuan stole a couple of looks herself. The girls in Li Wenhuan's dorm were all attractive. You could tell they were city girls with a sense of style. Su Qiuqiu wore a long white dress, giving off an ethereal vibe. Mo Luo was in leggings and athletic shorts. She was clearly into working out. Her skin was tanned, but her figure was great, and she had a pretty face. The one who stood out the least was Dai Shi, wearing a white tee and a denim miniskirt. Her skin was so fair it seemed to glow, and her arms and legs caught everyone's attention. Gu Wenqing had to admit, pale skin makes up for 100 flaws. She might not have been quite as conventionally pretty as the others, but her luminous skin made her the most striking of the four. Everyone introduced themselves and got acquainted. As the beers flowed, Mo Luo suddenly asked, Gu Wenqing, do you work out? Gu Wenqing took a swig of his beer and asked, why do you ask? In his 18 years, Gu Wenqing had never set foot in a gym. Mo Luo's eyes sparkled. I can see your abs. You don't get those kind of muscles without hitting the gym. Earlier, when they were all talking, Gu Wenqing had gotten a little warm and hitched up the corner of his shirt, and Mo Luo had spotted his abs. Gu Wenqing couldn't exactly say it was the system, so he just smiled. You've got a good eye. I'm a big fan of fitness. Awesome. I need a workout buddy. We should hit the gym sometime. I just got a new membership, so you can use it. Mo Luo said, excited. Okay. Hold on, you're coming on pretty strong, trying to snag hot stuff Gu already. Li Wenhuan teased. Su Qiuqiu nudged Shi's arm and whispered, keep your eyes on him. If you like him, you should make a move. Mo Luo's already moving in. Shi's fair cheeks flushed, and her voice was soft. No way. I just met him, how could I be into him already? Suit yourself, don't say I didn't warn you. The two dorms were now one big, noisy group. Suddenly, there was a loud crash. Everyone in the place turned to see what happened. Some tables and chairs had been knocked over. Chapter 12 Gu Wenqing #039, just Sanction. You are listening at novelfull.audio. What the hell are you playing at, acting all innocent with me? You got no shame. As the guys were cursing, the apparent leader smacked the short-haired woman upside the head. Gu Wenqing frowned, the short-haired girl crumpled to the ground. Gu Wenqing's eyes narrowed. He recognized the long-haired girl she was trying to protect, Chen Yinxue, the high school's beauty queen. It had all started just minutes before. The drunk guys got all hot and bothered when they spotted the two young women. One of them reached out for Chen Xiaohua, leering, how much for a night, drinks included. That set Chen Yinxue off. Her friend, the short-haired Lu Yao, snapped, you're nuts. That was all it took to trigger the guy. He clocked Lu Yao right on the head. Then the other drunks piled on, fists and feet flying, all aimed at Lu Yao. She took the beating, shielding Chen Yinxue from the worst of it. The ringleader kept punching and yelling. I'm giving you something special here. You should consider yourself lucky as hell. He grabbed Lu Yao by the hair, dragging her toward the table, ready to smash it over her. Chen Yinxue, always the center of attention, used to everyone fawning over her, had never seen anything like this. She felt helpless, desperate. The other diners were shocked. Some pulled out their phones to call 911, others started recording. This is outrageous. They think they're above the law. Somebody, help them. A red-haired girl pleaded with the guys around her. The men glanced at the 7 or 8 hulking drunks and immediately got cold feet. No one wanted to be a hero, not with those odds. They were outgunned and outnumbered. I called the cops. Let them handle it. This is disgusting. I hope they get what's coming to them. Damn, I'm too drunk to do anything. I feel like I can't even stand up. Someone muttered. Some of them recognized Chen Yinxue, the local celebrity, from social media, but they were all turtling, hiding out of sight, not about to get involved. The red-haired girl saw the guys avoiding her, averting their eyes, not even thinking about stepping in. She was fuming. There were plenty of guys there. If they all jumped in, they could easily stop the attack, but they were all cowards. Just as the table was about to come down on Lu Yao, Gu Wenqing stood up. His 3 roommates yelled, Old Gu, don't. I already called the police. Don't be a hero. Gu Wenqing ignored them and rushed in. Don't worry, I know what I'm doing. Gu Wenqing had a special skill, invincibility. He wasn't worried about these punks. The girls felt a glimmer of hope. You really see someone's true colors in a crisis. At that moment, Gu Wenqing outshone every other guy there. He was like a beacon in the darkness. The girls were all thinking the same thing. He's so brave. What's not to love? Gu Wenqing charged into the middle of the 8 drunks, moving fast. He saw the drunk about to smash the table down. Gu Wenqing flew into the air and kicked him. Before the drunk could react, he was eating dirt, out cold, that got the attention of the other guys. "I'll fucking kill you!" one of them yelled. The remaining 7 rushed him, fists flying, facing the onslaught. Gu Wenqing didn't back down. He didn't even seem to notice the punches hitting him. Every punch he threw landed hard on the head. Bam! Bam! The sound was deafening. 7 punches later, the 7 thugs were down for the count. They were all out of it, faces covered in blood. Gu Wenqing had held back, otherwise, they'd all have broken jaws. The first drunk, the one who'd been kicked, started to come to. "I'm going to carve you up." But he grabbed a knife and charged at Gu Wenqing. Chen Yinxue, Lu Yao, the red-haired girl, and his friends gasped, praying he'd be okay. Gu Wenqing frowned. Maybe he'd been too nice. He should have hit harder. Gu Wenqing rushed forward. With his invincible skill, the drunk didn't stand a chance. In an instant, Gu Wenqing unleashed a flurry of punches, pummeling the drunk until he was coughing up blood and collapsed. In the distance, Huang Zicheng's jaw dropped. In just a few seconds, Gu had taken down all 8 guys. Holy crap, that was amazing. Zhou Tao and Jing Xiaohong nodded in agreement, eyes wide. Gu Wenqing stood in the middle, surrounded by the unconscious bodies. He looked like a god of war. He was like some ancient general, fearlessly charging into enemy lines. Gu Wenqing's white shirt was torn, revealing a muscular body with a defined V-line and 6-pack abs. Thump. 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 The girls couldn't help but swallow hard. What a man. So strong and capable. Sirens wailed in the distance. After hearing what happened and taking statements from witnesses, the cops took the 7 or 8 drunks into custody. Gu Wenqing went to the station to give his statement, quickly wrapped things up, and walked out. His friends were waiting for him. Li Wenhuan's eyes sparkled. She stepped forward to poke Gu Wenqing's abs, giggling, "Wow, you're amazing. You had us all worried." Mo Luo exclaimed, "Wow, I didn't know you knew martial arts. You have to teach me sometime." She didn't say anything, but her eyes were full of concern. After what had just transpired, the girls looked at Gu Wenqing with a new kind of admiration. He was good-looking, which was a plus, but that act of bravery, rushing in without hesitation, had made Gu Wenqing a hero in their eyes. Seeing everyone's concern, Gu Wenqing smiled. "It's the right thing to do. I couldn't just stand by and watch them get beaten." Gu Wenqing had been raised to stand up for what was right. It was in his nature. "Hey, wait up!" Gu Wenqing, his roommates, and the 4 girls started to walk away. A girl's voice called out from behind. The red-haired girl, looking winded, ran up to them. "Phew! I thought you were going to leave before I caught up." Chapter 13 Military Training begins. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Lin Yingying, with her fiery red hair and dressed to impress in a black lace dress and Valentino heels, held out a newly bought outfit. "Hey, this is for you." Gu Wenqing took it without hesitation and immediately tried it on. Lin Yingying shot a look at the 4 girls accompanying Li Wenhuan, sensing their admiration for him. "You were so amazing back there. Can I get your contact info?" Suddenly, Zhou Tao, Jing Xiaohong, and Huang Zicheng were green with envy. Lao Gu was really something, getting hit on by a total knockout. Is this what separates us from Gu Wenqing? Gu Wenqing, with his killer physique, good looks, martial arts skills, and a strong sense of justice. If I were a girl, I'd totally be into him. That's what they were thinking. Sure, Gu Wenqing agreed. After Gu Wenqing accepted her friend request, he headed back to the dorm by himself. Zhou Tao and the others, meanwhile, escorted the girls back to school. After the earlier incident, Huang Zicheng, the temporary boyfriend, was extra cautious about Li Wenhuan and her friends walking back alone. Jing Xiaohong and Zhou Tao, having picked their targets, insisted that there's safety in numbers and shamelessly offered to tag along. Ding. The host unlocks a new title, Champion of Justice. Reward, 10 prime retail spaces on Huaxi Commercial Street. Congratulations to the host for receiving the character perk, Refined and Genteel. Refined and Genteel, an aura of elegance and poise. Bestows upon the host a youthful grace and enhances their overall appeal. An aura. Gu Wenqing mused. He already thought he had a decent look and an undeniable youthful charm. Now, with the refined and genteel perk, wouldn't he be devastatingly handsome? Holy crap, that how are other guys supposed to compete? If he keeps unlocking titles like this, he'll probably be a young, rich, and irresistible heartthrob within 3 years. Earthly Adonis, that's what they'll call him. It took Gu Wenqing a while to calm down. He then Venmo'd Lin Yingying $5,000, that dress was a high-end brand and certainly didn't come cheap, *note, for the dress, Lin Yingying replied instantly, no way. I can't accept this. It's just a dress. It's my way of thanking you for being so brave. Gu Wenqing, the dress is great, but I don't like being in debt. Then, realizing that she meant well, he added, if you're free, dinner's on you. Lin Yingying replied cheerfully, deal. But you can't say no to the meal. In a luxurious Shanghai villa, Lin Yingying beamed after receiving the money, feeling like she'd struck gold. Humming happily, she started listing his assets, a Ferrari, bank account with $100 billion, 10 Huaxi commercial street storefronts, a top-tier Western-style restaurant, 2 exclusive Shanghai license plates, in the short time since acquiring the system. Gu Wenqing had no idea that he owned so much. Each of these things alone would be the envy of anyone, but Gu Wenqing had it all. And more was coming. Those 10 retail spaces in Huaxi Street, the trendiest commercial hub near Shanghai's University City, were especially valuable. Students flocked to Huaxi Street for shopping, ensuring massive foot traffic and sky-high rents. Most people would be set for life with just one of those storefronts, pulling in millions a year in rent without lifting a finger, and Gu Qingwen had 10 of them. Exhausted from the day, Gu Wenqing quickly drifted off to sleep. The next day, the counselor had reminded them in the group chat that military training started today. Gu Wenqing woke up early. Whoa, old Gu, did you suddenly get even more handsome? Huang Zicheng, preening in front of the mirror, was the first to notice the change. Zhou Tao grinned enviously. Yeah, I thought so too. Zheng Xiaohong exclaimed in mock outrage. Seriously? What's the deal? You were already good-looking, and now you wake up even better. How are we supposed to compete? Gu Wenqing laughed. Get out of here. I've always been this handsome, you just didn't notice. He headed to the bathroom to wash up. As he washed his face, he glanced in the mirror and was taken aback. Damn, was the transformation that obvious? The features were the same, but noticeably enhanced. He was clearly on another level. No wonder the guys in the dorm were so shocked. Gu Wenqing had always been handsome, but not in a way that would make angels weep. Now, with the system's refined and genteel perk, his appearance had instantly jumped several levels. Before, he was on par with guys like Bai Gu Tianla, Wu Yanzu, and Qingguanqi. Now, sorry, they'd be utterly eclipsed. September's sun blazed. On the Moda University's parade ground, thousands of freshmen stood at attention in their camo uniforms. The heat was stifling, and everyone was dripping with sweat. It was like standing under a waterfall. All right, everyone's here. Take a break where you stand, the instructor announced. Glancing at his watch and blowing the whistle, the trainees immediately collapsed onto the ground, completely drained. Gu Wenqing took off his hat. Having been physically enhanced, he wasn't particularly tired, but the heat was relentless. He could feel his underwear was soaked. As everyone settled down, Gu Wenqing seized the chance to sit too. Huang Zicheng groaned, dude, I just blow-dried my hair this morning. Gu Wenqing glanced at his friend's greasy, matted hair, flattened by the hat, and grinned. He was glad he'd gotten a short, practical haircut. After removing his hat, his hair was still perfect. Wow. A collective gasp rippled through the front ranks. The murmur made everyone on the parade ground look up. Even the instructors and the upperclassmen who were enjoying the freshmen's misery couldn't help but turn. Every boy's eyes were fixed on the same thing. Isn't that the art department goddess from the campus forum? It's Senior Wang Yanran. Why is she here on the parade ground? Chapter 14. The two great goddesses come to deliver water. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Heads turned. Wang Yanran was rocking a white off-the-shoulder tee, a light-colored miniskirt, fishnet stockings, and white sneakers, her long hair was piled up in a cute bun, and her heavy makeup popped in the bright sunlight. She had legs for days and gave off major cool older sister vibes, topped off with a killer smile. She instantly became the center of attention. Even the most sluggish guys seemed to get a shot of energy. Suddenly wide awake, Wang Yanran was a sophomore at Shanghai University. Online, she was known as one of the hottest girls in the art department. The new freshman had seen her photos, but agreed she was even more striking in person. Wang Yanran strutted towards the front of the playground, carrying a bottle of sparkling water, a student favorite. Everyone on the field was stunned. Was the Wang Yanran delivering sparkling water to a freshman? No way. Had some freshman already managed to win her over in just one day? Wang Yanran is gorgeous. Who's the lucky dude getting hand-delivered water from the queen? Gu Wenqing's classmates were buzzing with excitement. Dude, you haven't heard? Wang Yanran's got a thing for Gu Wenqing in our class. Old Gu, looks like you've got a special delivery from a senior. Man, Lao Gu's living the dream. His roommates were dripping with envy. Whoa. Wait, she gave it to Gu Wenqing. No freaking way. I mean, yeah, Gu Wenqing's good looking, but no way he hooked a senior this fast. I don't buy it. Guys from other classes were equally skeptical. Gu Wenqing's classmates seemed to be bragging. Everyone online said Wang Yanran was a gold digger, impossible to win over with just looks. But as Wang Yanran got closer, walking right up to Gu Wenqing, the reality hit them. This gorgeous senior was actually here for Gu Wenqing. They deflated, feeling completely defeated. Wang Yanran winked playfully. Hey, sparkling water for you. It's so hot out, figured you could use something cool. The entire field was in shock. Wang Yanran braved the sun to deliver water to a freshman. Nobody could believe what they were seeing. After Wang Yanran's grand gesture, the girls on the field started realizing there were some seriously hot guys at Moda. I'm in love. He's so cute. So handsome, no wonder the senior brought him water. They were all wearing the same camouflage uniforms, but there were two other guys standing near him, one skinny as a rail with glasses, whose uniform looked ridiculous, like something out of a bad play. Another had dyed yellow hair, looking like a reject from a boy band, but with the same short haircut and camo gear. Gu Wenqing looked amazing. And who doesn't love a guy with great hair? Most of the younger generation goes for looks first. The upperclassmen in the stands were regretting their life choices. How did I miss him? That gold digger snatched the hottie. My dream guy's been stolen. I'm in love. I'm in love again. Someone snapped a few photos and posted them on the school forum with the caption, hottest freshman this year. Looks like we already have a school heartthrob for Moda. It quickly shot to the top of the forum's hot list. Gu Wenqing was getting annoyed. The Ferrari incident had only caught a blurry side shot. He'd become known as the Ferrari owner around campus, but nobody knew who he was. Off campus, he'd gone viral after a video surfaced of him taking down 8 drunk guys. Wang Yanran noticed his change in expression. You're looking extra handsome today. Right? We make a cute couple, Gu Wenqing said, grinning. Wang Yanran glanced back, laughing. I think so too. Wanna give it a try? Sure, see you tonight at Salelu. Wang Yanran pretended to be angry. Get lost. They chatted quietly for a bit, then Wang Yanran left. Gu Wenqing's classmates were consumed with jealousy. They were all freshmen, so why was he getting all the attention? He was getting drinks delivered during training, and it looked like he was actually chasing Wang Yanran. Suddenly, the college experience seemed to need a lot of work. Many clenched their fists in determination. Just then, another sweet voice called out. Gu Wenqing. I brought you milk tea. It never ends. Chen Yinxue was wearing a JK uniform, a white shirt, light blue skirt, and white knee socks, radiating innocence in the sunshine. She'd missed training because she'd been at the hospital with Lu Yao, another beautiful girl taking the initiative to bring Gu Wenqing refreshments. The guys were seeing red. Gimme a break. It's bad enough that the most popular senior delivered water. There's always other pretty girls around campus, but this? Chen Yinxue, known as the most beautiful freshman this year, brought water to Gu Wenqing. Only a few girls managed to reach the peak of good looks, and Gu Wenqing already had 2 after him. Unbelievable. Dude, he's playing games. Wang Yanran just brought him water. He's two-timing. Don't fall for it. A couple of Chen Yinshua's classmates chimed in. They'd been excited to learn that the prettiest freshman was in their class. Some had imagined they might have a shot at dating her. Before they could even get their hopes up, the goddess in their class was bringing water to some other guy. They couldn't let the school beauty fall into the wrong hands. Chen Yinshue said coldly, "None of your business. She gave it to him, and I'm giving it to him. It's not a competition." She handed Gu Wenqing the milk tea and left, needing to get back to Luyao at the hospital. Zhou Tao, Huang Zicheng, and Jing Xiaohong just stared at Gu Wenqing. "Dude, my idol, amazing." He had two girls bringing him drinks at the same time. Were Wang Yanran and Chen Yinshue fighting over him? "Hey, since you've got a senior girlfriend, maybe you should leave Chen Yinshue alone," said a handsome guy. His name was Wang Songyang, and he was in the same class as Chen Yinshue. Chapter 15 One License Plate 1 Million. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Wang Songyang was head over heels for Chen Yinshue. It was love at first sight, so, when he saw his dream girl handing water to another guy, Gu Wenqing, Wang Songyang was filled with instant rage. "Think you can play the field just because you're good looking?" Wang Songyang challenged. Gu Wenqing shrugged. "Sorry, I'm single." "What field?" Wang Songyang doubled down. "Bottom line, Chen Yinshue shouldn't be bringing you water. You're not worthy of her." Hearing the commotion, Huang Zicheng stepped in. "Are you for real?" Chen Yinshue offered the water. "Genius. If you've got a problem, tell her to stop." Wang Songyang wasn't backing down. "Chen Yinshue's young. She's blinded by his pretty face. She'll learn the hard way that looks don't pay the bills. Money is everything." Finding his stride, Wang Songyang crowed, "You have any idea what a condo costs where I live? A studio apartment in my neighborhood would be out of reach for you, even if you hustled your whole life." The surrounding students went silent. As much as they hated to admit it, Wang Songyang wasn't lying. Living in Shanghai drives home exactly how broke most people are. Real estate prices are insane, easily tens of thousands per square meter. Buying a one-bedroom in a decent area runs at least $500,000. Most of them would probably have to leave the city they'd fought so hard to get to simply because they couldn't afford a place to live, even if they drained their family's savings. To scrape together a down payment, the hefty monthly payments would leave them gasping for air. Some students couldn't help but envy Wang Songyang. At least he didn't have to stress about Shanghai's crazy housing market. Wang Songyang, riding high, declared, "My place is worth $1 million, and I own 4 of them." He sneered at Gu Wenqing. "What do you have to bring to the table?" He puffed out his chest, feeling on top of the world. So what if the guy was handsome? Money talked. End of story. For condos worth $1 million each, that was $200 million in total. That was enough to buy 30 or 40 houses in some small towns. Several girls suddenly became interested in Wang Songyang. He might not be Brad Pitt, but 4 properties in Shanghai made him a hot commodity. As everyone was still processing Wang Songyang's boast, campus security approached. "Gu Wenqing, economics major." The security guard called out. Gu Wenqing stepped forward. "That's me. Your Ferrari's parked under the campus tree, and it's blocking the landscapers. Can you move it, please?" "Sure thing." Gu Wenqing headed off to move the car, completely ignoring Wang Songyang's attempts at intimidation. Watching Gu Wenqing pull out a Ferrari key, Wang Songyang was floored. No way, Gu Wenqing, a freshman, drives a Ferrari to school. Even the cheapest Ferrari would easily cost $500,000. Zhou Tao, Huang Zicheng, Jing Xiaohong, and everyone else on the lawn were speechless. They couldn't believe their ears. Gu Wenqing drove a Ferrari. The news finally sunk in. Someone gasped. Multi-million-dollar sports car as a freshman? What is that even a thing? That's the definition of privilege. Damn. Born with a silver spoon. Hearing the murmurs, Wang Songyang just wanted to disappear. Gu Wenqing returned after moving the car. Zhou Tao immediately asked, "Hey, Gu, how much did your Ferrari set you back? Are you asking about the car itself, or the license plate?" Zhou Tao was confused. The car, duh. Why would I ask about the license plate? The Ferrari Rafa? It's north of 2 million. Whoa, $2 million could buy 2 condos in a prime Shanghai location. The guy's eyed Gu Wenqing with a mix of envy and disbelief. Wang Songyang was dying inside. He just bragged about his $3 million real estate portfolio, and this guy shows up with a car worth more than 2. How could he even compete? Wang Songyang had basically begged to be humiliated. And then he complained about it, just his luck. Hey, Gu, is that your Ferrari? Huang Zicheng asked, pointing to a picture he found online. Gu Wenqing confirmed it. Yep, that he was the only one driving a Ferrari on campus. Huang Zicheng was impressed. Dude. The license plate is Shanghai A11111. Gu Wenqing, you're a god. Did they hear that right? Ferrari with license plate Shanghai A11111. Even the girls who didn't know a thing about cars knew how much a vanity plate like that cost. The license plate was worth more than the car. A $2 million Ferrari wasn't as expensive as its license plate. Was this how the other half lives? Check the news on your phones. Some media outlets are reporting that Shanghai A11111 sold for a premium of $1.5 million. The total price was over 2 million. Right then and there, they truly understood the gap between the rich and the poor. That was a real social beatdown. The license plate could buy a dozen apartments in Shanghai, put $8 million in the bank, and the interest alone could set them up for life. Everyone looked at Gu Wenqing with undisguised envy. He was the real deal. Wang Songyang was done for. He could feel everyone's eyes on him. He tried to flex in front of a freaking millionaire. Was a $3 million house impressive? Nope. This guy's license plate alone was worth more. Comparing himself to Gu Wenqing was like comparing a firefly to the sun. He'd made a fool of himself. Head down, Wang Songyang scurried back to his class formation. Gu Wenqing's roommates swarmed him. Zhou Tao said. Dude, that wine I had last night was worth thousands of dollars. Huang Zicheng, you drove up in the Ferrari when you were picking up Gu, didn't you? You're so low-key, you totally had us fooled. I'm texting all my high school buddies. My roommate drives $1 million Ferrari. Chapter 16. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Douyin and Kuaishou, the short video platforms, are blowing up on the internet. Once the video dropped, it went viral instantly. It tugged at the heartstrings of everyone who saw it. The story blew up, grabbing everyone's attention. Soon, the store's full surveillance footage was released. Everyone watching felt a chill run down their spine. The surveillance video kept rolling. The young man in the white shirt suddenly jumped up and charged toward the manager. He saved him with a flying kick. Then, everyone watched as a barrage of fists and slaps rained down on the kid in the white shirt. Several big guys yanked at him, ripping his white shirt to shreds. Facing these guys, the boy didn't back down. 1 punch. 3 punches. 5 punches. 7 punches. That he knocked out one of the drunk guys. In that moment, standing shirtless in the dark, the boy was a beacon of light. Hell yeah, man. This is way more inspiring than some celebrity drama. There's no Ultraman or Tiga, but there are ordinary guys in white shirts. As an old dude, I think he's a total badass. This guy is a straight-up hero. Hope you and I can be that kind of hero someday. As the video ended, the light returned. Tons of people were moved to tears. There's still hope in this world. Just look at that kid. Justice might be delayed, but it always shows up. Things were really taking off. Of course, Gu Wenqing was clueless. He was still sweating it out in military training. Suddenly, the internet was flooded with a "Search for the Boy in White" campaign. How huge was it? The top 10 trending topics on Weibo were all about the boy in white. 9 out of 10 videos posted on Kuaishou and Douyin were about the boy in white. Girls across the country were crushing hard on the boy in white. Thanks to this video, girls were starting to realize that money and looks weren't everything when choosing a boyfriend. What really mattered was a sense of responsibility and integrity. In an office building in Shanghai, at the front of the conference hall, an older man addressed his staff with a serious expression. Thank goodness someone stepped up. or we'd be totally humiliated. What would the rest of the country think of Shanghai? Without this young man's actions, Shanghai's reputation would have tanked. I want a thorough investigation, and the instigator will be dealt with severely. Heads will roll. As the meeting wrapped up, the old man's tone softened slightly. We can't ignore this brave kid. He deserves to be rewarded. Meanwhile, on the Moda University playground, the freshmen had just finished military training and were chilling in the shade. Zhou Tao said enviously, "Hey Gu, what's life like when you're loaded?" Gu Wenqing smiled and replied, "Same as yours, eat, drink, sleep." "No way, man. Your bottle of wine costs more than my family makes in a year," Zhou Tao, who came from the countryside, said with a sigh. "It's hard not to compare." Huang Zicheng added, "You can't even imagine being that rich." Zhou Tao just gave him a look. After spending the day together, the three roommates hadn't created any distance because of Gu Wenqing's money. Instead, they thought Gu Wenqing was a pretty good dude. Even though his family was loaded, old Gu never flaunted it. He never looked down on anyone, especially Zhou Tao, who came from a rural background, felt that a lot. Growing up poor, he always felt out of place in Shanghai. Walking down the street, he always felt like people were judging him, saying he was dark as coal, and his clothes were dirty and ragged. Zhou Tao usually laughed it off, but deep down he was really sensitive and it bummed him out. Some stuck-up city folks were always putting him down, but Gu Wenqing, who drove a multi-million-dollar luxury car, and had hundreds of millions of spending money, was humble and never looked down on him. Even when Zhou Tao chugged half a bottle of Gu's ridiculously expensive wine, Gu just said, "It's nothing, he can drink whatever he wants." He deserved to be rich. He deserved all the girls chasing him. Suddenly, 5 or 6 uniformed government officials showed up on the playground. There was a camera crew behind them, and an interviewer with a microphone. "Student, where can we find Gu Wenqing?" the uniformed policeman asked. "Oh, their class is over there. He's the most handsome one." The boy was a little nervous seeing the police, and remembering Wang Songyang's earlier boasting, he knew who Gu Wenqing was. Looking for Gu Wenqing? Why were so many cops looking for Gu Wenqing? What did a freshman have to do with the police? Then someone blurted out, "Holy crap. Gu Wenqing must have done something illegal." That it was Chu Bowen who said it. Gu Wenqing had humiliated him yesterday. He'd also blown his date with Chen Xiaohua. He's kind of a wimp. Just now he watched Wang Songyang quietly stir up Su Wenqing that he hated both of them, but Chu Bochen couldn't afford to mess with either of them. One drives a Ferrari worth tens of millions, and the other has a house worth 32 million. All he could do was seethe. Now, Chu Bowen finally saw a chance to get even. Chapter 17 Mosaic. You are listening at novelfull.audio. When I was at Yeyang High, Chu Bochen was a big shot. Nobody like Gu Wenqing was ever mentioned around school. If Gu Wenqing's family was loaded, everyone would know about it. Exactly. Chu Bochen felt like he was onto something. Gu Wenqing's family is broke, and he stole all of that money through illegal crimes. Chu Bochen yelled, "The cops are here because Gu Wenqing got his money illegally." Boom. That sentence exploded like a bomb on the playground. Some students suddenly got it. Was he scamming people? I knew it. Even if your family is rich, who would spend a fortune like that on a vanity license plate? No wonder he's been laying low. Turns out he's using dirty money. He looks like an upstanding guy, but he's actually a criminal. The people who were jealous of Gu Wenqing couldn't stop talking. They finally felt superior. Gu Wenqing had intimidated them because he was handsome and arrogant, which drove them nuts. Now, seeing their idol go down in flames, they were secretly thrilled. Especially Wang Yanran and Chen Yinshu as admirers. They saw an opportunity. These guys were sure that Gu Wenqing was finished. The evidence was clear. The police were there to get him, so he must have committed a crime. Plus, the police force was huge, and they were making a spectacle of it. 5 or 6 cops, school officials, and reporters filming the whole thing made it look like Gu Wenqing was in deep trouble. Did he defraud someone for millions? As the police approached Gu Wenqing, the 2 leading officers put their hands on his shoulders. The hunt was on. They were practically high-fiving. Serves him right. Let's see him try to put on airs now. Being handsome is useless, no girl will want him now. The playground was full of schadenfreude. The two cops patted Gu Wenqing lightly on the shoulders and said with a smile, "Hello, young man. Thanks for having the courage to do the right thing," that the president of Shanghai Metropolitan University said, "Student Gu Wenqing, you're a hero. You brought honor to our school and set an example for all our faculty and students." What? Courageous? Brought honor to the school? Weren't the cops there to arrest Gu Wenqing? Wasn't he a con artist? Hearing the cops, those who were celebrating his downfall were embarrassed and speechless. What is wrong with us? Jealousy is messing with our minds. We even misunderstood a classmate who did the right thing, then we piled on and badmouthed Gu Wenqing. Man, this is so embarrassing. Who was it? Who started the rumor? All eyes turned to Chu Bachan. He was terrified of the backlash. It was you. You slandered a hero. And you spread lies. Everyone stared at Chu Bachan. Chu Bachan was about to cry. The girls glared at him. Chu Bachan knew that his dating prospects were ruined. The school leader seized the opportunity to give an impromptu speech. Gu Wenqing, a freshman economics student, stepped in to protect two female students from harm outside of campus. He bravely fought off the perpetrator and prevented the situation from escalating. All students and teachers at Shanghai Metropolitan University should learn from Gu Wenqing. We all decided to pitch in and give Gu Wenqing a 20 yuan reward as encouragement. Afterward, Gu Wenqing and the reporter went to an empty classroom for a one-on-one interview. In an upscale neighborhood of Shanghai, the Lin family was eating dinner. The TV was showing the local moda station. "I was running around all day and didn't come home to see you after I graduated from college. Remember, no dating before graduation, and stay away from the guys at school. Lots of guys will try to take advantage of a naive girl with a trust fund." Lin's mom lectured her daughter. She thought her daughter was perfect, beautiful and innocent. She was afraid some guy would try to use her for her money and looks. Lin Yingying said, annoyed, "Mom, I get it. I'm an adult. You can't stop college students from dating. And I want to live in the dorm when I'm not here. I want to hang out with my friends." Lin's dad added, "When you find a partner, keep your eyes open. There are a lot of shady guys in your art school. You have to protect yourself." Lin Yingying pouted, "Okay, I know. I do like someone, and he's really handsome and responsible. Even you can't stop me from falling in love." Lin's mom retorted, "Looks aren't everything, character matters. As long as they are a good person, I do not care if their family is poor. You know we are not short of money." Just then, a surveillance video played on TV. The host said, "Yesterday, 7 or 8 men harassed and attacked 2 female college students at a shop near Shanghai Metropolitan University. Gu Wenqing, a freshman at Shanghai University, bravely stepped in and took on the attackers single-handedly, subduing the intoxicated guys. We hope this video inspires more people to have courage and help those in need, like the red-haired girl and the boy in white in the video." Back at the villa, Mama Lin recognized her child immediately. "That red-haired girl is you?" Sundra girl, "Humph, of course." Papa Lin smiled. "Good job. My Lin family has always valued doing the right thing. I'm proud of you, Yingying. Mom is proud of you too." The news continued. Our reporter also interviewed the brave young man. Here's the interview. Gu Wenqing appeared on the screen. His short hair and camouflage uniform made him stand out. "Are we blurring his face?" The reporter assumed the boy wanted to brag about his fame, so he said bluntly, "No need." "Oh, then I'll wear a mask." Soon, Gu Wenqing, wearing a mask, reappeared on the screen. The girls watching TV were not happy. "Ugh. Why? I despise you, evil mask." Chapter 18. We all owe Brother Gu for a white shirt. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Watching the news, Lin's mother said, impressed, "That kid's got a real sense of responsibility, and he's not bad looking either." Lin Yingying's eyes lit up, turning into happy little crescents as she heard Gu Wenqing praised. "Totally. He's super handsome. Father Lin shot his daughter a knowing glance, a smirk playing on his lips. He felt a pang of fatherly anxiety, his daughter was going to get snatched up. Gu Wenqing, looking vibrant and youthful in his camouflage uniform, made a huge impression on viewers, even though he was wearing a mask. His captivating presence shone through, the news highlighted his statement about his selfless act. Doing good deeds without asking for reward. Even if I hadn't been there, I believe countless other brave people would have stepped up. Everyone noticed me, the guy in the white shirt, but they overlooked the red-haired girl who was also rushing to help. Her name is Lin Yingying, and she's incredibly kind. May we all be guys in white shirts in the future. Gu Wenqing's humility and positive attitude resonated with viewers, inspiring them to want to do good deeds themselves. People who had been scared and hesitant at the scene felt a wave of shame as they watched the news. They asked themselves why they had been so selfish and uncaring. If it had been their family member being attacked, would they have stood by and done nothing? At the end of the segment, the reporter asked, "How does student Gu plan to use the $200 reward money for his bravery?" Young people watching were instantly envious, picturing what they would do with that kind of windfall, especially those who had dropped out of school to work felt a pang of disbelief. They had been grinding away for years and hadn't saved up that much, and this guy gets that just for being brave. It was enough to make you green with envy. They couldn't help but daydream about how they would spend the money. I'd put it towards a down payment on a house. I'd buy a sweet ride and show all those haters that I'm doing just fine. Makeup, designer clothes, handbags, you name it. Lost in their fantasies, they imagined all the possibilities. Then, Gu Wenqing's voice broke through from the TV. First, I want to thank the government and the school for the reward. I plan to donate the $200 to those who need it most, like children in impoverished mountain areas. Seriously? Mind blown. That's thinking big. That's how it's done. In that moment, everyone was awestruck by Gu Wenqing's character. He was a true role model for young people today. The youngsters who had been picturing their spending sprees were floored by his generosity. They were mortified, they suddenly felt small. Meanwhile, at the Lin family villa, Lin's father gave a nod of approval. That kid's got his head on straight. Seems like a decent young man. Exactly. It doesn't matter who she likes. Lin Yingying blurted out, then quickly covered her mouth, flustered, breaking from her usual strictness. Mom. Lin smiled. If you want to be with him, honey, Mom will support you. Really? You won't try to stop me from dating? Go for it, sweetie. Mom approves. Yes. Best mom ever. Greater than over equal to less than over equal to. That night, Gu Wenqing dominated every trending topic online. So hot, so hot, so hot. Can't say it enough. Mom said I can date now. Gu Wenqing, get ready. Step aside, celebrities. Gu Wenqing is the GOAT. Crying. I want to find Gu Wenqing, but I'm so far away. Saw the comment above, and I burst into tears. Are you far away too? I'm overseas. Gu Wenqing looks so good in a camouflage uniform. If they use him for military recruitment, wouldn't that make every woman want to sign up? I'm enlisting. Me too. Together plus 1 million. The hashtag, we all owe a shirt to the boy in white, went viral, causing sales of white shirts to skyrocket on Taobao that night. Many stores reportedly sold out of their white shirt inventory. Girls bought white shirts online and had them delivered straight to Shanghai Metropolitan University. Bravery, integrity, and striking looks, all these factors combined to make Gu Wenqing an overnight sensation and the idol of countless young people. At a middle school, Wang Chong practically bounced with excitement as he headed to school in his brand new white shirt. He couldn't wait to announce to everyone in class that he, too, was a boy in white. He burst into the classroom, only to find that 48 students were already wearing white shirts. Wang Chong was speechless. Were these all fellow devotees of the boy in white? Class, take your seats. Just then, their homeroom teacher walked to the podium wearing a white shirt as well, all the classmates. At Moda University, in the men's dorm, Gu Wenqing lay on his bed, wishing he could disappear. He hadn't wanted this fame. That reporter was a scumbag, promising to cut out the parts where he wasn't wearing a mask. Liar. Ding. The host has unlocked a new title, Rise to Fame. Reward, 10 Chinese-style songs from a parallel universe. Arrangements and lyrics have been downloaded to the host's mind. Reward, 2 top-notch movie theaters in Shanghai. System rewards will be delivered appropriately. The host can use them with confidence. Another title unlocked. Gu Wenqing had already unlocked 4 new titles in just 2 days, but these rewards were really more trouble than they were worth. Not only did he not have the skills to use them, but he was rewarded with songs he couldn't even sing. Chinese style. I've never even heard of that style of music. Gu Wenqing rummaged through the extra memories. And wow, these songs were incredible. One song could instantly wipe the floor with everything released by all the pretty boy pop stars. He couldn't help but hum a little. The name of the song was Blue and White Porcelain. The plain embryo outlines the blue and white strokes from dark to light. The peony depicted on the bottle is just like the first makeup star. Rendering the charm of a lady's picture is hidden star. And your sweet smile is budding star. Gu Wenqing was impressed. The lyrics and artistic vision are really beautiful. Suddenly, Huang Zicheng interrupted. Old Gu, what are you humming? It sounds awful. Cut it out. Zhou Tao seemed to have made a discovery. Dude. I can't believe old Gu, as handsome as he is, sings so terribly. Seriously, it's brutal. No one's perfect, old Gu. Take my advice, stick to what you're good at. Don't sing. Zheng Xiaohong chimed in. Gu Wenqing, did he really sing that badly? Personally, he thought he sounded pretty good. He decided to try Azure Waiting for Misty Rain. The 3 other guys in the dorm immediately covered their ears and yelled, Old Gu, please stop. You're killing us. Fine. Just wait until he actually had some singing skills, and then he'd show them what a song god sounded like. Chapter 19. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The next day, military training was done. After what felt like forever, Wang Yanran suggested they take a walk off campus. Under the envious gazes of practically everyone, Gu Wenqing and Wang Yanran strolled to the Ferrari. Both guys and girls couldn't help but stare. The guys were green with envy. Gu Wenqing had a hot, older woman on his arm, and the girls were jealous of Wang Yanran. They envied her getting cozy with Gu Wenqing and riding shotgun in his Ferrari. Gu Wenqing asked, so, where to? Wang Yanran said, let's hit up Huaxi Street. It's got a cool vibe. Gu Wenqing nodded, thinking it was a good chance to check out those 10 storefronts he owned on Huaxi Commercial Street, plus, that upscale Western restaurant he liked was on Huaxi Street too. As the Ferrari sped down the road, Gu Wenqing couldn't help but check out Wang Yanran. She was killing it with her outfit. She rocked a white, fitted tank top, showing off a tiny waist, paired with a short denim skirt that highlighted her shapely legs and black knee-high stockings for a flirty campus look. The outfit, combined with her soft, innocent makeup, was driving Gu Wenqing wild. Driving with one hand, Gu Wenqing casually rested his hand on Wang Yanran's leg. She just gave him a helpless look. He's already gone this far, she thought. Might as well let him be. Before long, Gu Wenqing's hand wasn't staying put, and his touch started to wander. Wang Yanran, blushing, said, not now, okay? Gu Wenqing asked, when, then? Wang Yanran just huffed playfully, I'll let you know. Gu Wenqing didn't push it, and soon he pulled into the underground garage on Huaxi Street. Let's check out my storefronts first, Gu Wenqing suggested. Wang Yanran nodded obediently. It didn't surprise her that someone as loaded as Gu Wenqing would own property on Huaxi Street. Following the system's directions, Gu Wenqing quickly located his 10 storefronts. They were in a prime spot, right in the heart of the commercial strip, the best and most expensive location around. Each storefront was over 2,000 square feet. At the current market rate, they were worth an average of $8,000 per square foot. That made each storefront worth $16 million. 10 of them totaled $160 million. Just the rent from those 10 shops brought in $2 million a year. These kinds of storefronts in hot commercial areas were practically priceless. Who would ever sell a cash cow like that? Is this one of yours? Wang Yanran asked, pointing to a fancy bubble tea shop. Yep. Wang Yanran exclaimed, wow, you're going big. Prime location and everything. With this kind of foot traffic, you could make a killing in any business. Inside the upscale bubble tea shop, Du Zidong was enjoying his milk tea in the air conditioning when he spotted Gu Wenqing and Wang Yanran outside. Du Zidong plastered on a smile. Hey, Wang Yanran. Come on in, milk tea's on me. Even though he'd given up on pursuing Wang Yanran, he still had a grudge against Gu Wenqing. Hearing the familiar voice, Wang Yanran recognized Du Zidong and wanted to bail, but Gu Wenqing wrapped an arm around her waist and led her inside. It's too hot out, Gu Wenqing said. And I'm actually pretty thirsty. Let's hang out for a bit. Gu Wenqing was wearing sunglasses and a mask to stay incognito. He didn't want to be recognized as that guy in the white suit. He'd wait for the heat to die down before revealing his face. After they sat down, Gu Wenqing texted the real estate agent and the original owner of the stores. He planned to sign the contracts for the 10 storefronts whenever he had a free moment that day. What do you want to drink? Don't be shy. I own this place, Du Zidong said, trying to sound impressive. Hearing that, the other customers in the shop looked over in surprise. Opening a bubble tea shop in this prime location must cost a fortune, with rent alone probably running close to $200,000 a year, and with the high-end decor, the whole operation probably cost at least $500,000. A few of the girls couldn't help but give Du Zidong a second look. The boss is so young. They thought. He's really young and successful. A clerk, passing by with a tray of drinks, chimed in, hoping to score some points with Du Zidong. Our boss is amazing. With his business model, this place nets over $4,000 a day. He's already planning to open a second location next year, and he's aiming to have over 100 shops nationwide within 5 years. Hearing this, the girls were practically swooning. Wow, you're incredible. You're not even that old. We're still begging our parents for money, while you're making $4,000 a day, nearly $1.5 million a year. That's insane. He's got a business brain. I love a guy who's ambitious and successful. The girls were showering Du Zidong with praise. Du Zidong was thrilled, trying not to look too smug. He held back his grin, pursed his lips, and said, starting a business is tough, though. We hit a ton of snags in the beginning. I almost had to shut this place down. But I worked my tail off to figure out what was wrong, and I managed to turn things around and make it profitable. He glanced at Wang Yanran, hoping to impress her. But her expression didn't change. She wasn't fawning over him like the other girls. Du Zidong shot a look of disdain at Gu Wenqing. Rich kid, born on third base. If he didn't have his family's money, Gu Wenqing would be a worthless nobody. Unlike me. He thought. I started my own business before I even graduated, and I'm already making something of myself. Du Zidong smirked. Just you wait, I'll show you how far ahead I am. Gu Wenqing, I'm jealous, Du Zidong said, pretending to be sincere. Your family's so loaded, you can buy whatever you want, and you don't have to lift a finger your whole life. Me? I'm not as lucky as you. But I'm gonna work hard. I'll be a business tycoon one day. The 2 girls nearby gasped. You're amazing, boss. You're a million times better than those spoiled trust fund babies. Du Zidong was basically trying to make 2 points. Gu Wenqing, you're a lazy bum who lives off his parents. But Du Zidong is a self-made go-getter with a killer business sense. He kept trying to belittle Gu Wenqing to make himself look better. Just then, an older man walked into the bubble tea shop, followed by a man in his 30s wearing a suit. The moment Du Zidong saw the older man, he lost his cocky attitude. He practically jumped up and rushed over to greet the man respectfully. The older man was his landlord, but that wasn't the only reason for the respect. The old man owned all 10 of the storefronts on that block. Chapter 20 Gu Wenqing is Mr. Lu #039, S benefactor. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The 10 prime storefronts on Huaxi Street are worth a cool 600 million. In this money-driven world, Du Zidong definitely respected his elders. The old man's name was Lu. Recently, his overseas business took a nosedive, almost bankrupting him. He had no choice but to sell his Huaxi commercial street properties to cover his losses. When it rains, it pours. Once word got out that he was desperate for cash, people started lowballing him. They slashed 400 million off the 600 million market value, trying to snatch the whole package for just 200 million. To make matters worse, the main guy behind this was some local heavy hitter who scared off other potential buyers with some shady tricks. For a while, nobody wanted to touch Mr. Lu's properties, and he was up against a wall. Despite his anger and frustration, the other guy held all the cards, and he was about to cave. Then, out of nowhere, someone offered a 400 million premium, bringing the total to 200 million, enough to save his overseas business. When he needed it most, his so-called business partners bailed, but this mystery person stepped in and solved everything. He was incredibly grateful. Walking into the store, surrounded by all sorts of people, Mr. Lu immediately recognized the mystery man. He had an eye for these things. The young guy in sunglasses carried himself well, and those custom-made British royal family clothes gave him an air of nobility. Before Mr. Lu could even say hello, Du Zidong came groveling over. Mr. Lu frowned, wanting nothing to do with him. "Mr. Lu, what brings you here? You shouldn't have to bother with this. Rent is a trivial matter. I should be bringing it to you." Du Zidong simpered. The place was packed, not an empty seat to be found. They couldn't afford to offend customers, so Wenqing had to step aside. Anyway, he didn't get Du Zidong. Du Zidong just plowed right ahead and said, "Wenqing, get up and make room for Mr. Lu." When Wenqing ignored him, Du Zidong lost it. Mr. Lu owns 10 properties just like this one, plus hundreds of millions in overseas assets. You, Wenqing, are lucky to give up your seat to someone as loaded as Mr. Lu. If Mr. Lu's happy, maybe he'll share some business tips or introduce you to some contacts. That could really help your family's business. Get up already. Mr. Lu's standing right in front of you. Where's your respect for elders? Du Zidong rushed on. Mr. Lu shuffled over to Wenqing's table, ready to thank him, when he heard Du Zidong's nonsense, practically insulting his benefactor. "Giving up your seat to me is a blessing. Introduce you to contacts and teach you how to do business. That did it." Mr. Lu exploded. What kind of guy was this benefactor? He casually dropped 200 million and took care of the big shot trying to buy him out on the cheap. When it comes to money and connections, Mr. Lu knew he was completely outmatched. Bullshit. Mr. Lu's beard practically bristled. This man's got connections you couldn't even dream of. Apologize to him. Du Zidong froze, hearing the anger in Mr. Lu's voice. Wenqing was Mr. Lu's benefactor. No way. Wenqing was just a college kid with a little family money. How could he be a business tycoon's savior? This made no sense. Mr. Lu must be getting old and senile. He'd obviously mistaken the wrong person. Trying to set things straight, Du Zidong said, "Mr. Lu, are you sure you've got the right guy? He's a freshman at Shanghai University. He's not your benefactor at all." Mr. Lu looked around the room, then boomed. "Mistaken identity? I'm not senile yet. In this whole place, I'd bet he's the only one who could pull 200 million out of his pocket on the spot. And those royal custom-made clothes cost more than your entire milk tea shop. How could I mistake him?" With that, Mr. Lu walked up to Wenqing, bowed slightly, and said, "Thank you, benefactor." Wenqing jumped to his feet. "Mr. Lu, please don't do that. I'm just a kid." No. If it weren't for you buying those 10 properties with a 400 million premium, saving me from a real bind, I would have lost everything," Mr. Lu said, his voice shaking with emotion. Mr. Lu, a man who'd been trying to suck up to a milk tea shop owner, was now bowing to some young guy, calling him his savior. Everyone was stunned. What was going on? Benefactor? That's what Mr. Lu called the young man. How could this be? This college kid was a billionaire's benefactor. It was too much. Buying 10 properties for 200 million, on Huaxi Street. Nobody would sell a goose that laid golden eggs. Surely this was all some kind of act, right? But Du Zidong knew who Mr. Lu was, and he was in shock. What? Gu Wenqing bought 10 properties for 200 million. He paid a 400 million premium and saved Mr. Lu's overseas business. That's why Mr. Lu was calling him his savior. 200 million in cash. You could fill this whole milk tea shop. We weren't talking $2, or 20, or even 2 million. How powerful did you have to be to casually spend 200 million? Mr. Lu might be worth over $1 billion, but he probably only had a few million liquid assets, and Gu Wenqing, a college freshman, could drop 200 million just like that? Du Zidong was completely humiliated. He tried to show off and made a fool of himself. This was what real money looked like. Wearing 500 million custom clothes from the British royal family, just casually spending 200 million on 10 properties for fun, Du Zidong knew he'd lost. His face went white. Now he understood. The rich lived in a world he couldn't even imagine. Soon, an agent in a suit produced the contract, and Gu Wenqing and Mr. Lu signed it with a flourish. Just like that, the 10 Huaxi Street properties officially changed hands. Bang, bang, bang. Fireworks exploded in the sky. The Huaxi Street property management team, waiting outside, set off the celebratory fireworks. Congratulations, Mr. Gu, on becoming the owner of Huaxi Street. That was how the rich did things. Huaxi Street was pulling out all the stops for Gu Wenqing, who had just invested 200 million to buy those storefronts.